छू कर मेरे मन को किया तूने क्या इशारा, बदला ये मौसम लगे प्यारा जग सारा, छू कर मेरे मन को किया तूने क्या इशारा. Okay, that's enough. So guys, today we're going to be doing a study of Dasha and how actually does Dasha works and how do you actually look at it. And I'm going to share a new concept with you, which obviously on my Facebook, one of the people, said, hey, how about actually doing an example of how Dasha works and how antar Dasha works? And I'm like, hey, well, since we're already fresh in this subject in the past 3 weeks, might as well tackle this subject, okay? So, today we're going to be tackling a horoscope of, again, a well-known person that I've done, whose horoscope I've done before. And the reason why I cannot prick any Tom, Dick, and Harry is because I can make things up. You guys will say, hey, couple, you can just make things up and present it to us like it's true. So I have to show you a chart of somebody who is well-known so you can go back and revert back to his career and his achievements and see what has happened through Dasha and Antar Dasha and how exactly, it was judged. So, as I was singing the song from this one movie I have no idea of, but it was a movie of Amitabh Bachchan. So we're going to be tackling a chart of Amitabh Bachchan again. And it's not the same concept as before. This is a brand new way I'm going to be showing you how to judge a Dasha. So you see the chart of Amitabh Bachchan here on the chart. It's Aquarius ascendant. And those of you who don't know who Amitabh Bachchan is, he is a very big superstar. If you look at his Wikipedia, it actually shows all his downfalls and ups and downs in life on Wikipedia. What happened, what happened when. Okay, maybe he's watching this today, tomorrow. You never know. I have quite a few Bollywood celebrities actually watching my channel, which I got to find out. But so it's good. He might learn something through me. Isn't that right, Mr. Bachchan? Welcome to my channel. So, you see his chart on the TV, on your screen. It's a Aquarius ascendant chart with Rahu in the 7th house, Ketu in the ascendant, Saturn, the ascendant lord, is in the 4th house, Jupiter is in the 6th house, and then Mars, Mercury, Sun, and Venus are in the 8th house, and Moon is in this 9th house. But if you were to judge a Dasha of this particular chart, you would probably think, like, let's say if this person goes through a Saturn Dasha, you'll be like, well, Saturn's going to be activated in the chart. That means his 4th house will be activated where Saturn is sitting. His ascendant will be activated, which controls his Mool Trikon sign, and a little bit of 12th house will be activated, which is his, foreign travel and foreign settlements house. And since Saturn is aspecting the 10th house of career, it did his career, blah, 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 blah. But to really judge the Antar Dasha, this is not the concept you want to use, okay? The way you're going to judge a Dasha, the way a good astrologer judges a Dasha is, let's say, okay, we're going to start with the Dasha process of Amitabh Bachchan. We're going to actually go back to his Jupiter Dasha. So how would you judge a Jupiter Dasha for Amitabh Bachchan? Well, you're not going to judge it. You can, of course you can, you should. You can judge it from the main chart. But what we're going to be doing is whenever a major mahadasha of a planet is going on, you're going to put that particular planet in the ascendant. So now we'll put Jupiter in the ascendant in his horoscope. And so in his early life, whatever planets that you see now, those are the results he'll be getting, plus the lordship that they have in the main birth chart. So if you notice in Amitabh Bachchan's chart, he entered the film. He had the interest of film industry in 1965. 1965, that's where he made his major decision that, okay, I'm going to go into the industry and I'm going to tackle it. No matter what happens, I want to do it. I love creative arts. Well, during 1965, Amitabh Bachchan was running the Jupiter Mahadasha, that means optimism, of hope and optimism about his life, because Jupiter is now in the ascendant. So now his life becomes about optimism and hope. But his antar dasha was of Sun. And during this ascendant of mahadasha Lord, Sun is in the third house of media, sales, hobbies, interest, efforts. But why is it that only 1965 his interest came in the film industry and not anything before that, like Venus or Mercury? Because Sun is the karka of the 10th house of career. So when Jupiter and Sun Antradasha came, wherever Sun was sitting in the sign it was sitting in, it charged that career interest in him. And so since Sun is sitting in the third house, getting an influence from Mercury and Venus, it charged his interest in the industry, in the film industry. But he took the action. He's like, okay, I know my interest now. I'm going to go to Mumbai and I'm going to take the action. That particular movement towards his industry came in what? Jupiter and Mars Antradasha back in 67. That's when he was going through the Antradasha of Mars. And Mars is, guess where it's placed? Through Jupiter's Mahadasha chart. It's placed in the third house of, again, what? Media, career, media, hobbies, communication, self-efforts. And why it made him take the action? Because guess what? From the Mahadasha of Jupiter's ascendant, Mars aspects the 10th house of career and his own house of action. So having the interest of the third house, Mars says, okay, I'm going to take action towards the 10th house. And that's when he entered and did the movie Saath Hindustani. And through that came what? His Saturn Mahadasha. Then what you would do is you would put Saturn into the ascendant. You will rotate the chart to the ascendant. And so now you will see a Taurus ascendant with Jupiter in the third house, okay, Rahu in the fourth house, and you will have Mercury, Venus, Mars, and Sun in the fifth house, and Moon in the sixth house. What happens why is it that Saturn Dasha is always important regarding career? Because guess what? Saturn, first of all, brings its significance of discipline, responsibility, and structure. Then, while sitting in the ascendant, Saturn aspects the 10th house of career. That means your entire life will now be about work. No matter who goes through their Saturn Dasha, if it happens after the age of like 16, 17, the life becomes about career, what your dharma, what your karma is in this world. So that's where he became career focused. That's it. But how did the Antradashas work? Now, once you look at Jupiter and Saturn Mahadasha placement, and as you see on this chart, where Saturn is now in the ascendant, showing how his life is going to be according to Saturn, majority of the planets are in the sign of creativity, performing arts, hobbies, and media industry. This is why when you look at his main birth chart, you're like, film industry, really? But once you switch them to according to dashas, that's when everything comes to life. That's when you see the true interest that he has. So Saturn aspects the work. Then Saturn was aspecting the third house of media, of performance, of skills, of hobbies. And all the Antardasha, majority of the Antardasha, were in the fifth house of performing arts, of creativity, acting, cinema. Rahu in the fourth house, sitting in the sign of Leo, meaning creative self-expression, while Rahu is aspecting the 10th house of career. But if you notice, in 1983, Amitabh Bachchan, between 1982 and 83, he suffered the most devastating the accident in his back during the film shooting of Coolie. From Saturn Mahadasha, Moon is in the sixth house of diseases, of accidents, obstacles, hurdles. So now you see why Moon, and in his birth chart, Moon controls the sixth house. In his birth chart, Moon controls the sixth house of diseases, of accidents. And in the Saturn Mahadasha, it was already in the sixth house. And this is why he got into an accident. But why did he prevail through that accident? Because Jupiter was exalted in his main birth chart in the sixth house. So overcoming obstacles, overcoming diseases, overcoming any hurdles like accidents. And this is how you can then judge that for each antar dasha will bring the significance of the house that they're placed in from the ascendant lord mahadasha chart. But they will also bring the result of the houses that they control in the main birth chart. Okay, so let's say in his Mercury mahadasha, when it started, his Mercury is originally placed in the 8th house, which is sudden ups and downs, ups and downs, ups and downs, good and bad, good and bad. So when Mercury Dasha came and we put Mercury in the ascendant, that means his whole life now is about organizing. Because Mercury in Virgo is excelled. It's about calculation and organizing. And since Mercury was sitting in the 8th house, he's bringing the ups and downs now to all aspects of his life. So because the ascendant is now activated with Mercury sitting in the ascendant in Dasha, every single aspect of his life will be ups and downs, ups and downs, ups and downs, including his marriage was in a major up and down of people during his Dasha. But he had hits. He had lows. He had hits with Indrajit in 1991, then went low, then came back with Hum, then went low, then came back with Kodagawa, went low, then low, and it all is able to see through Antradasha. So if any planet is, let's say, in the 3rd house through your Antradasha, and he controls the 8th and 9th house in your original chart, he's bringing the 8th and 9th house qualities and expressing them through the 3rd house as a Antardasha lord. This is how you judge a Mahadasha, and we'll do more examples of this. The reason why I'm doing this is just so you know, the easiest way you know how this works. So you can go back and look at it. You know, all the accidents that had happened during that time. And in 2005, Amitabh Bachchan got sick. Okay. In 2005, Amitabh Bachchan got sick, and with the flu, he had to leave KBC. During that time, he was going through his what? Mercury Mahadasha. 6th Lord is, guess what? Ruled by what? Saturn. Guess when he got sick in 2005? Is when Saturn Antardasha was operating. So Saturn was the creator of any kind of disease and sickness, and he had a fever and he went to hospital. But again, he overcame that because in the main birth chart, Saturn is strong, well placed, well in a good sign, and this is how you judge everything else with it. Okay. So guys, this is my analysis of how to judge a dasha besides just your D1 chart and D9 chart. Always put the dasha lord in the ascendant to judge how your life is going to be for that particular time period of Mahadasha. And then Gochar as an yearly transits of planet also makes a difference, which we'll be covering later down the line, but small steps, Ellie. Small steps, Ellie. That's the dialogue from the movie Contact. Small moves, Ellie. Not small taps, more small moves. Okay? So, guys, if you're new to my channel, subscribe above below wherever you see the subscribe button. And if you want to know what your Mahadasha you're going through, check out the link below. Check out my book there, Astrology at the Speed of Light. And when you get the book, I will send you the link to look at your own chart. Just make sure you follow the directions below. Otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow with Moon in Capricorn. Bye-bye. Hey, what's up, all you chaos lovers? So make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and please share my channel with all your family and friends who are in love with astrology, because I'm the man when it comes to astrology. Okay, so make sure you do that, and I will see you tomorrow with another cool new video. Okay, sorry, I love my coffee spiked. Woo!